The turmeric mistake seniors don't expect: are you doing everything right for your health? Eating anti-inflammatory foods, taking supplements, avoiding junk, yet your body still feels inflamed, tired, or out of balance. Here's a surprising fact that catches many people over 60 completely off guard. One of the most celebrated superfoods in the world can quietly create problems when it's paired with the wrong foods. I'm talking about turmeric. Turmeric has earned its reputation for supporting inflammation control, joint comfort, immune health, and even cancer defense. And in many cases, those benefits are very real. But here's what's really going on inside your body. Turmeric is not biologically neutral. It is a powerful bioactive compound that directly influences digestion, liver enzymes, iron metabolism, blood clotting pathways, and gut absorption. That means context matters, especially as we age. After 60, your digestive acids are lower, your liver detox pathways slow down, your gallbladder may not release bile as efficiently, and your medications or supplements may already be competing for absorption. When turmeric is combined with certain everyday foods, it can amplify these vulnerabilities rather than support health. This is why some seniors experience unexplained dizziness, stomach irritation, anemia, blood sugar swings, or even bleeding issues while believing they are doing something healthy. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of turmeric like a volume knob on your body's chemistry. Turn it up in the right environment and it enhances healing signals. Turn it up in the wrong environment and it magnifies stress signals instead. The food you eat alongside turmeric determines whether that knob is tuned to repair or disruption. The stakes here are not trivial. Chronic inflammation, poor, why healthy foods can backfire. After 60, nutrient absorption, blood sugar, instability, and liver overload are all silent accelerators of aging. They increase the risk of fatigue, muscle loss, cognitive decline, metabolic disease, and compromised immunity. Exactly what we want to prevent as we age. In today's talk, I'm going to walk you through 3 very common food combinations that seniors should never pair with turmeric. Not because turmeric is bad, but because the physiology changes after 60. You'll learn why turmeric can interfere with iron and protein digestion, how it can overstimulate liver detox pathways when combined with certain foods, and how it may increase bleeding risk or glucose instability in ways most people never connect to diet. Most importantly, I'll show you how to use turmeric safely, including timing, food pairings, and practical alternatives, so you can still benefit from its anti-inflammatory power without putting your health at risk. And if this kind of clear, science-driven breakdown is helpful so far, consider subscribing. I post content like this every day to help you take control of your health naturally without guesswork. Here's what's really going on inside your body when turmeric meets iron-rich foods, and why this combination can quietly undermine metabolic health, energy, and vitality in older adults. Let's start with the physiology. Turmeric's star compound, curcumin, is bioactive and binds to metal ions in the gut, including iron. In biochemical terms, curcumin has a collating effect, meaning it can latch onto iron molecules and form complexes that your digestive system cannot easily absorb. Now, let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your digestive tract as a specialized marketplace where nutrients must be broken down, then handed off to transport systems that carry them into your bloodstream. Iron, particularly non-heme iron, the type found in plant foods like spinach, lentils, beans, and fortified cereals, already travels a more delicate path into circulation than the iron from animal sources. When turmeric's curcumin is present, it acts like a magnet, grabbing onto iron in that marketplace and preventing it from being picked up by the transport trucks. Over time, especially in people over 60, how turmeric works. Inside the body, whose absorption efficiency is already lower, this can contribute to iron deficiency anemia, a condition linked to fatigue, cognitive fog, weakness, and reduced immunity. What the research shows is that curcumin can reduce the bioavailability of iron by up to 20–90% depending on intake and meal composition. Here's why this matters for seniors. 1. Iron deficiency is common after 60. As we age, stomach acid production declines, reducing iron absorption efficiency. Combine that age-related change with turmeric's chelating effect, and the risk of iron insufficiency goes up silently. Chronic low iron is not just tiredness, it's a root physiological stress that affects oxygen delivery, muscle metabolism, exercise tolerance, and even thyroid function. 2. You may not notice it immediately. Iron depletion happens gradually. You might chalk up your fatigue, forgetfulness, or cold hands to normal aging when in reality, your body is struggling with micronutrient scarcity deep at the cellular level. 3. Supplements don't solve the problem if timing and context are wrong. If you take turmeric supplements or high doses around the same time you're eating iron-rich meals or iron supplements, you literally set up a tug-of-war in your digestive tract that reduces the effectiveness of both the nutrient and the spice. So, what should you do instead? Here are actionable, evidence-based protocols you can implement today. Time your turmeric away from iron-rich meals. Separate turmeric consumption, whether in food or food number 1. Turmeric plus iron, hidden anemia risk supplements, by at least 2 hours from meals or supplements that are high in iron. This gives your body the best chance of absorbing iron without interference. B. Prioritize vitamin C with iron-rich foods. Vitamin C dramatically improves non-heme iron absorption by converting it into a more absorbable form. A squeeze of lemon on spinach or a side of citrus with lentils isn't just tasty, it's physiologically smart. C. Get your iron status tested regularly. Ask your clinician for ferritin and transfer and saturation tests. These are more reliable indicators of iron stores than hemoglobin alone. If this insight into iron and turmeric is helpful so far, consider subscribing. I post content like this every day to help you optimize your health naturally, rooted in physiology and science. Now let's move to the second combination that creates real metabolic trouble for seniors. Turmeric combined with refined carbohydrates and added sugars. This one surprises people because turmeric is often added to foods that sound healthy. Golden lattes, turmeric honey drinks, turmeric energy bars, or even oatmeal sweetened with sugar or syrup. On the surface, it looks anti-inflammatory, but here's what's really going on inside your body. Curcumin directly influences insulin signaling and glucose transporters in muscle and liver cells. In isolation, this can improve insulin sensitivity, but when turmeric is consumed alongside fast-digesting carbohydrates, white bread, sugar, honey, syrups, sweetened milk, juices, or processed grains, it can actually amplify blood sugar volatility, especially in adults over 60. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine your bloodstream as a highway and glucose as cars entering that highway. Refined carbs release glucose very quickly, like opening floodgates. Turmeric at the same time increases cellular glucose uptake signals. When both happen together, you get a rapid surge followed by an aggressive clearance. The result is not balance. It's a spike and crash pattern. For younger bodies, this roller coaster may go unnoticed. For older adults, it triggers a cascade of stress responses. Here's why this matters physiologically. 1. Blood sugar swings increase cortisol. When glucose drops too quickly after a spike, the brain perceives danger. In response, your adrenal glands release cortisol to raise blood sugar again. Chronic cortisol elevation contributes to belly fat, muscle breakdown, poor sleep, and memory issues, all common complaints after 60. 2. The liver becomes overworked. Turmeric stimulates liver detox enzymes. Sugar simultaneously forces the liver to convert excess glucose into fat. This dual demand can overload hepatic signs. Your iron absorption is blocked metabolism, increasing the risk of fatty liver progression and post-meal fatigue. 3. Inflammation can actually increase. Repeated glucose spikes generate oxidative stress and inflammatory signaling. When turmeric is paired with sugar, its anti-inflammatory benefits are often neutralized or even reversed by glycation and insulin stress. What the research consistently shows is that stable blood sugar is foundational for healthy aging. In fact, glucose variability, not just high glucose, is strongly linked to cognitive decline, cardiovascular disease, and accelerated biological aging. So, what should you do instead? Here are clear, practical protocols that work with your physiology. A. Never pair turmeric with sweetened drinks. Avoid turmeric lattes made with sugar, honey, syrups, or sweetened plant milks. These are metabolic traps disguised as wellness drinks. B. If using turmeric, anchor it to protein and healthy fat. Turmeric is best consumed with foods like eggs, fish, olive oil, avocado, or full-fat yogurt. Fat improves curcumin absorption, and protein stabilizes glucose. C. Use turmeric earlier in the day. Morning or midday is ideal. Avoid turmeric sugar combinations in the evening when insulin sensitivity is naturally lower and cortisol disruption affects sleep. This is not about eliminating turmeric. It's about respecting metabolic context, especially as insulin regulation becomes more fragile with age. In the next section, we'll cover the third and most dangerous combination, one that increases bleeding risk and medication interactions in seniors. Turmeric paired food number 2, turmeric plus sugar, blood sugar crash, with certain fats and blood-thinning foods. Now we come to the third and most clinically serious food combination. Seniors need to understand turmeric combined with blood-thinning foods and certain concentrated fats. This is the one that creates real risk, not just discomfort. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Turmeric through curcumin has a natural antiplatelet effect. That means it reduces platelet aggregation, the process that allows blood to clot when needed. On its own, this effect is mild to moderate and can be beneficial for circulation. But after 60, physiology changes. Platelet regulation becomes less predictable. Blood vessels become more fragile, and many people are already taking medications or supplements that affect clotting. When turmeric is combined with other blood-thinning foods or oils, the effect stacks. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine your blood's clotting system as a braking system in a car. Turmeric lightly presses the brake, slowing clot formation. But when you add other blood-thinning foods at the same time, it's like slamming the brakes repeatedly on a wet road. You lose fine control. That's when bruising, nosebleeds, gum bleeding, dizziness, or internal microbleeds can occur, often without obvious warning signs. The most common problem pairings include turmeric with omega-3 rich oils, fish oil, krill oil, cod liver oil, turmeric with large amounts of garlic or ginger, turmeric with alcohol-based foods or drinks, turmeric with very high fat meals, especially concentrated oils. Why does fat matter here? Fat dramatically increases curcumin absorption. That sounds positive. But when absorption becomes excessive, curcumin's blood-thinning and liver enzyme stimulating effects intensify. In seniors, this can overwhelm regulatory systems that are already less resilient. What the physiology shows is this high curcumin absorption plus stacked anticoagulant foods increased bleeding risk. This is especially important if you take aspirin or prescription blood thinners, have a history of ulcers, falls, or easy bruising, are preparing for surgery or dental procedures, experience frequent lightheadedness, or unexplained fatigue. And here's the part most people miss. These effects don't always show up immediately. They accumulate quietly meal after meal. So what should you do instead? Here are safe, practical protocols. A. Do not stack turmeric with multiple blood-thinning agents. If you consume turmeric, avoid pairing it in the same meal with fish oil supplements, large doses of garlic or ginger or alcohol. B. Use moderate fat, not concentrated oils. A small amount of olive oil or whole food fat is sufficient for absorption. Avoid combining turmeric with butter-heavy, oil-loaded, or fried meals. C. Separate insulin, cortisol, and metabolic stress. Explain turmeric from supplements by timing. If you take omega-3s or aspirin, space turmeric at least 3 to 4 hours apart unless advised otherwise by your clinician. If this information is helpful so far, consider subscribing. I post content like this every day to help you protect your health using physiology-based strategies, not trends. Now that you understand the 3 food combinations to avoid, let's shift the focus to solutions, because the goal is not to fear turmeric. The goal is to use it intelligently in a way that supports aging physiology instead of stressing it. Here's what's really going on inside your body as you age. After 60, digestion slows, liver enzyme balance changes, insulin sensitivity becomes more fragile, and nutrient absorption becomes less efficient. Turmeric amplifies all of these systems. That means turmeric works best when it is strategically placed, not casually added to meals. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of turmeric like a powerful tool, a scalpel, not a hammer. Used with precision, it supports repair and resilience. Used indiscriminately, it can create unintended damage. The difference is timing, pairing, and dose. So here is the safe science-aligned framework for using turmeric after 60. First, timing matters more than dose. The safest window for turmeric is mid-morning or early afternoon, when digestion, insulin sensitivity, and liver detox capacity are at their strongest. Avoid turmeric late in the evening when blood sugar regulation and liver clearance slow down, and bleeding risk becomes more problematic overnight. Second, always pair turmeric with the right foods. The ideal pairing is moderate protein, gentle whole food. Number 3, turmeric plus blood-thinning foods fats, low glycemic load. Examples include eggs with vegetables, fish with olive oil, or plain yogurt with spices, not sugar, refined grains, or iron-fortified foods. This stabilizes glucose, supports bile flow, and prevents exaggerated absorption. Third, use smaller amounts more consistently. More is not better with turmeric. For most seniors, 1 to 4 to 1 to 2 teaspoons per serving or a low-dose standardized curcumin supplement is sufficient. High-dose capsules combined with food turmeric often lead to cumulative overload, especially for the liver and blood clotting systems. Fourth, separate turmeric from medications and critical nutrients. As a general rule, keep turmeric 2 hours away from iron or zinc supplements. Keep turmeric 4 hours away from blood thinners or omega-3 supplements. Avoid turmeric entirely before surgery unless cleared by your physician. This spacing reduces competition at the gut and liver level. Fifth, pay attention to your body's feedback. Warning signs that turmeric timing or pairing is wrong include new bruising or bleeding, lightheadedness, digestive burning or nausea, fatigue that appears after meals. These are not detox symptoms. They are signals of physiological overload. If this practical guidance is helpful, consider subscribing. I share clear, actionable strategies like this every day to help you optimize health naturally and safely as you age. At this point, you understand that turmeric is not inherently dangerous, but it is conditionally powerful. Now, we need to address an important, often overlooked question. When is turmeric not the right choice at all, especially after 60? Here's what's really going on inside the aging body. Longevity is not about adding more compounds. It's about reducing unnecessary physiological stress. After 60, your body prioritizes stability, stable blood sugar, stable clotting, stable digestion, stable liver function. Anything that pushes these systems too hard, even if it's natural, can backfire. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your metabolism like a finely tuned orchestra. In your 30s and 40s, you can add more instruments and still keep harmony. After 60, the conductor's job becomes preventing noise. Turmeric, when used in the wrong context, adds volume when the how to use turmeric. Safely after 60, body is asking for calm. There are specific scenarios where turmeric should be paused or avoided entirely. First, if you have unexplained anemia or low ferritin. As we discussed earlier, turmeric binds iron and reduces absorption. If you're already iron deficient, continuing turmeric, even in food form, can slow recovery. In this case, the root cause is nutrient repletion, not inflammation suppression. Second, if you bruise easily or have a history of bleeding issues. This includes nosebleeds, gum bleeding, or frequent purple bruises. These are signs that platelet balance is already fragile. Adding turmeric on top of this increases risk, not resilience. Third, if you are on multiple medications processed by the liver, turmeric influences cytochrome P450 liver enzymes. When medication load is high, turmeric can alter drug metabolism, increasing side effects or reducing effectiveness. This is especially relevant for blood pressure meds, diabetes drugs, and anticoagulants. Fourth, if you experience digestive burning or gallbladder discomfort, turmeric increases bile flow. That's helpful for some, but if you have gallstones, reflux, or sensitive digestion, it can worsen symptoms rather than improve them. Fifth, if your blood sugar is unstable. If you experience shakiness, anxiety, or fatigue after meals, turmeric combined with food may worsen glucose volatility. In these cases, blood sugar regulation must come first through protein, fiber, sleep, and stress management. So, what should you focus on instead during these phases? Longevity after 60 is built on foundational physiology, not bioactive stacking. Prioritize protein sufficiency to preserve muscle, stable meals to protect insulin signaling, sleep and circadian rhythm to regulate cortisol. Gentle anti-inflammatory foods like omega-3 rich fish, berries, and leafy greens. Turmeric can be reintroduced later strategically once these systems are stable. Let's bring everything together clearly and calmly. Turmeric is not the enemy, but after 60, context becomes everything. What we've walked through today is not about avoiding healthy foods. It's about understanding how aging physiology changes the rules, the same compound that supports healing. When seniors should avoid turmeric in one context can quietly create stress in another. And turmeric is a perfect example of that principle. Here's what's really going on inside your body. As you age, your digestive efficiency declines. Your liver detox pathways become more sensitive. Your blood sugar regulation is less forgiving, and your clotting balance becomes more fragile. Turmeric directly interacts with all of these systems. That's why pairing it with the wrong foods can lead to problems that feel mysterious. Fatigue, dizziness, anemia, blood sugar crashes, bruising, but are actually predictable once you understand the biology. Let's quickly recap the 3 combinations seniors should avoid. First, turmeric with iron. Rich foods or iron supplements. This pairing reduces iron absorption and can quietly contribute to anemia, weakness, and cognitive fog, especially common after 60. Second, turmeric with refined carbs and added sugars. This combination destabilizes blood sugar, raises cortisol, overloads the liver, and cancels out turmeric's anti-inflammatory benefits. Third, turmeric with blood-thinning foods or concentrated fats. Here, absorption becomes excessive, clotting balance is disrupted, and bleeding risk increases, particularly for those on medications or supplements. The deeper lesson is this: healthy aging is about stability, not intensity. Longevity is not achieved by stacking more supplements or chasing the strongest compounds. It's built by respecting how the body changes with time and working with those changes instead of against them. So, here's your final longevity takeaways. Next simple step. Pick just one change from today's video. Separate turmeric from iron and supplements. Remove turmeric from sweetened drinks. Use smaller doses at better times of day. Then observe how your body responds, your energy, digestion, focus, and overall sense of balance. Your body gives feedback when you listen carefully. If this breakdown helped you think more clearly about your health, like the video and subscribe. You'll join a growing community of people who are optimizing aging naturally using physiology, not guesswork. And remember, the goal isn't to eliminate powerful foods, it's to use them wisely at the right time in the right way for the body you have